And it's very busy out there in the tropics now. 4 disturbances that we're keeping an eye on this afternoon. The front runner is a tropical wave near the Bahamas that has a low chance of developing as it moves into the Gulf this weekend, into early next week, potentially eventually moving into Texas. Meanwhile, out in the Atlantic, 3 other disturbances that could develop, but the one out front is the most likely to cause some problems down the road for the Caribbean. So that'll be something we'll be watching heading into next week. But let's talk about that tropical wave lighting up a bit this afternoon as it enters the Bahamas. And over the next several days, it's going to be moving across the very warm Gulf of Mexico, where it could slowly organize. And by the time we get into Tuesday of next week, wouldn't be surprised if we had a weak tropical system moving into parts of Texas, bringing some beneficial rains to some. But this will be something worth watching, right? The Gulf of Mexico is very warm. In fact, record warm for this time of year with widespread lower 90s right now. So there's plenty of fuel for this to work with as it moves off towards the west. So the next names on the list are Emily, Franklin, Gert, and then Harold. We'll be watching that very closely. Something else, though, that we're watching is major Hurricane Hilary. Look at the size of this thing, a massive hurricane in the eastern Pacific. And Hilary's going to be making some headlines heading into early next week. Currently a Category 4 hurricane with 145-mile-per-hour winds. Wouldn't be surprised if Hilary pushed Category 5 status at some point. But either way, Hilary's going to accelerate off to the north and by early next week make landfall in Southern California, which would be the first time a tropical system has made landfall there since 1939. So this is just something that is borderline unprecedented, certainly in our lifetimes. Because of that, we do have tropical storm watches extended all the way up into Southern California. This includes the San Diego area. Either way, they're going to be expecting some gusty winds and some heavy rain as well. You can see that plume of deep tropical moisture moving up into the desert southwest early next week. So we'll likely be talking about some flooding there in Southern California, Nevada, and then down into Arizona as well. And we'll be watching all of that here at Fox 4.